I forgave my cheating wife and tried to rebuild our marriage. Then she cheated again. That's when I stopped trying to save the relationship and started tearing apart the life she thought she could keep after betraying me twice. Hello, Reddit I plus here. I forgave my wife the first time she cheated because I thought we were drowning and she had slipped under for a moment. The second time I realized she had been swimming towards someone else the entire time. I'm 38 now. My ex-wife, Naomi, is 36. We were married for 14 years and had 2 kids together, a 12-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son. For most of our marriage, I honestly believed we were one of those couples people quietly envied. We never posted fake happy family photos every week or acted obsessed with each other online, but our life felt solid, predictable in a good way. I built a construction company from scratch. Naomi worked as a paralegal at a respected law office downtown. We had routines, traditions, inside jokes, movie nights with the kids, Sunday breakfast at the same diner every week. Normal life. The kind you don't realize is fragile until somebody drives a truck through it. The first affair happened after our son was born. That period was chaos. Naomi had terrible postpartum depression. Some days, she barely got out of bed. I handled almost everything: feeding schedules, laundry, nighttime bottles, cleaning, taking care of our daughter, running the business during the day. I was exhausted, but I loved her enough that I never kept score. One Friday night, she told me she needed air. Said she felt like she was disappearing inside motherhood and just wanted one evening where she could feel human again. I kissed her forehead and told her to go. That decision haunted me for 10 years. She came home around midnight looking pale and strange. Not drunk, not emotional exactly, just guilty. The kids were asleep. I was folding laundry in the living room when she sat across from me and started crying before she even spoke. Then she whispered it. I slept with someone. I still remember how quiet the room became after that sentence. The dryer buzzed in the laundry room. A car passed outside. Somewhere down the street, a dog barked. And my brain just stopped working. I didn't yell, didn't throw anything, didn't even stand up. I just stared at her. Eventually, I asked who it was. She said some random guy she met at a bar. She kept crying and saying she didn't know why she did it, that she felt empty and reckless and broken and wanted to feel attractive again for one night. Looking back now, maybe I was weak. But at the time, all I saw was my exhausted wife holding herself together by threads while we raised a newborn son. So I forgave her. Not immediately, not cleanly, but I buried it. We never even discussed it again after that night. And somehow, life kept moving. Years passed, the kids grew, the business expanded. We took vacations, had anniversaries, hosted birthdays, made memories. Sometimes I'd remember what happened and feel this sharp pain in my chest, but I convinced myself it had been a horrible mistake she regretted deeply. I truly believed we survived it. That's the pathetic part. I was proud of us. A few months ago, everything collapsed. I'm extremely structured with my schedule. Anybody close to me knows exactly where I am most days. Office from morning until late afternoon, gym after. Home around 7, predictable. Apparently predictable enough to cheat around. One Tuesday afternoon, I got a call from my neighbor, Victor. He sounded nervous immediately. He said, "Listen, I could be completely wrong here. And if I am, I'll apologize forever. But there's been a dark blue Lexus parked at your house a few afternoons lately when you're gone." I laughed awkwardly and told him maybe Naomi had a friend over. Then he got quiet, and he said, "I saw them kissing in the driveway last week. I felt my stomach drop so hard it physically hurt. Still, I tried rationalizing it. Maybe he misunderstood. Maybe it was family. Maybe anything except what I already knew deep down." I left work without telling anybody why. Parked 3 streets away from my house, walked home, and the second I stepped inside, I knew. There was a man's leather jacket hanging on my staircase, not mine. I remember staring at that jacket longer than necessary because some part of me still wanted reality to change before I reached the bedroom. Then I heard laughing upstairs, a man laughing, followed by my wife's voice, soft, comfortable, intimate. I walked upstairs slowly, like my body was delaying the inevitable. Their bedroom door was open, and there she was, my wife, in our bed, with another man. I don't even remember his face clearly. That's the weird thing. People always imagine these moments like action movies where everything becomes vivid. For me, it felt blurry, like my brain refused to process what my eyes were seeing. Naomi screamed when she noticed me standing there. The guy scrambled backward off the bed, panicking, while trying to grab his jeans. And suddenly, all I could think was, she did this here. Not a hotel. Not his apartment, my home, the bed I slept in, the house our children lived in. I should have walked away. Instead, the moment he got close to me, I hit him so hard he crashed into the dresser. Blood immediately ran from his mouth onto the floor. Naomi started shrieking at me to stop. The guy looked terrified after that. He grabbed the rest of his clothes and practically ran downstairs half-dressed. I heard the front door slam, then silence. Naomi wrapped the blanket around herself and just kept crying. And something inside me finally snapped. Not explosive rage, something colder. Like 14 years of love dying all at once. I looked at her and realized I didn't know this woman anymore. Maybe I never did. I told her we were getting divorced. She started begging instantly, saying it wasn't serious, saying she was unhappy and confused and lonely, and that it only started a few months ago. Then came the line that truly killed whatever remained of my marriage. I never thought you'd actually find out. Not, I'm sorry. Not, I made a mistake. Just panic that her life had finally caught up to her. I left, got a hotel room, drank until morning. The next day, I hired the most ruthless divorce attorney I could find, and unlike the first time, I stopped protecting her. Turns out the affair partner was married too. His wife had no clue. I made one phone call, then another, then another. Within a week, both families knew. Naomi's parents stopped speaking to her after learning this wasn't even her first affair. Her coworkers found out because apparently she'd been sneaking him into office events pretending he was just a friend. Then the affair partner's wife filed for divorce too. The fantasy collapsed fast after that. Funny how soulmates stop feeling magical once lawyers get involved, but here's where things really unraveled. During the divorce process, my attorney uncovered thousands of dollars Naomi had secretly spent on trips, jewelry, restaurants, and hotel rooms over nearly 2 years. 2 years. While sitting across from me at dinner, while watching our son's soccer games, while pretending to love me. The judge did not take that well, especially since she'd been pulling money from a joint account. She lost badly in court. And the kids? That was the hardest part. My daughter stopped speaking to her for almost 4 months after accidentally seeing messages between Naomi and the guy on an old tablet. Messages talking about how boring family life was. My son cried for weeks asking why mom didn't live with us anymore. That destroyed me more than the cheating ever did. Because adults survive betrayal eventually. Kids don't understand why their world suddenly changes. It's been 8 months now. I have primary custody. Naomi rents a small apartment across town and sees the kids on weekends. Last I heard, the affair partner dumped her once his divorce got expensive. Apparently, she was shocked. Cheaters always seem shocked when somebody treats them exactly how they treated others. The craziest part? A few days ago, she called me crying. She said losing me was the biggest mistake of her life. That she didn't realize how good our marriage was until it was gone. And for the first time in years, I actually laughed. Not because it was funny, because after everything she destroyed, she still thought the tragedy of the story was what happened to her.